Chris Cooking Nashville here. We are headed to work today. Hope you're having a wonderful Tuesday. Quick health vlog update for you guys. I don't have too awful much to tell you, but I am recovering from my dental surgery. That was all kinds of fun. Not really. It's not too bad. So they took out 4 wisdom teeth and 1 additional tooth that was broken. I don't know for sure exactly when that tooth got broken, but I do have a memory of chewing on a jawbreaker. I know you're not supposed to chew on jawbreakers, but you know, back in the day, chewing on a jawbreaker and it being over on that side, thinking the jawbreaker kind of cracked, but it was kind of odd. For some reason, that memory stands out to me. I'm wondering if that is when that tooth got cracked, because I was eating a bunch of sugar and my dental health was not good, and I was making poor choices about my oral health and my life and all of those things. Of course, I didn't know a lot of what I was doing as far as what I know now, but nevertheless, that is the source of a lot of that damage, and I am in the process of trying to get that fixed, get that back, get my life back to where it needs to be, and get my oral health and all that stuff taken care of. So they took out the wisdom teeth, which that's not that unusual, I know, but then that additional 5th tooth, part of that and part of what has to be done as a result of that, basically because of the jaw line and how it works. Apparently, the wisdom teeth, they don't have to worry about at the back, but when you get into the middle of the jaw line there, the teeth help to keep that bone there. And since they took that out, they also had to do a bone graft a little bit, where they take bits of bone and they graft it in there and kind of bulk up that part of the jaw so that it doesn't deteriorate and sink in over time. So it was quite the procedure. I am healing. I am still taking pain medication, but I'm off of the strong stuff. I'm just on typical Advil, Tylenol type stuff, and of course medication to prevent infection. I don't particularly like the idea of taking antibiotics, what that can do to your gut. I'm experiencing a little bit of those issues, just, you know, bathroom wise and things like that. You can tell it messes with everything. I decided to go ahead though and take them because although I don't particularly enjoy the idea of taking antibiotics, I also really didn't want any kind of an infection to start in the open wounds where they cut out the teeth and all that kind of stuff, because that would make things significantly harder for me to recover from. I'm not quite researched enough yet to be confident in the idea that the antibiotics were going to be totally unnecessary. So, just to be super safe, I went ahead and took them. I know I'm going to have to then deal with some stuff and get my gut bacteria and everything back where it needs to be. That's fine. If I need to get a single kind of a course of some really high quality probiotic or something, I'll do that if necessary. Dr. Barry has some videos where he talks about that and talks about if you've been on like an antibiotic or something, getting a really high quality probiotic, like the kind that has to be refrigerated, might be helpful, you know, for some people, just, you know, a little bit to start with. I don't know. We'll see. I'll continue doing research and see if that's something that I actually feel like I should do or not. Overall, I'm doing much better. I'm feeling a lot better. I still can't quite chew normally. Salmon the other night was really, really good. If you've seen my egg pudding video, I was having that egg pudding along with some salmon that evening. That salmon was great, soft, easy to eat. We did corned beef last night. I could eat it, but chewing it, it's a little bit firmer meat fiber, as it were, to chew through. And I feel like that was much less comfortable. The teeth that are right at the back, right where they, you know, cut out the wisdom teeth or whatever, those are still kind of sore. So I was able to do it. It wasn't necessarily the most comfortable, easiest thing, but I was able to do it. Little by little, we're getting there. I'm just continuing to do what I gotta do to take care of everything. So I have not weighed myself this morning, but as I have been weighing myself over the last, you know, week, just a couple of times here and there, curious what the medications might be doing as far as like fluid fluctuation and all that, I'm pretty much hanging right at the same place, and I'm totally fine with that. I am totally fine with hanging right there right now, especially having all this done, being on the medications and all those different things. I feel like not gaining weight in the midst of bodily stress and taking medications and sitting around, I feel like that's pretty good. So that's cool. Also this morning, I'm going to take a moment and shout out to my lovely wife. Our lives changed drastically since the last health vlog I saw you guys in. She had this experience at work with someone who was probably on drugs and not really in their right mind, and long story short, pretending he was going to shake her hand, basically to not get kicked out of the place where she was working. She was going to kick him out for not behaving himself. And he reached out and he took her hand, and assuming his attempt was to break her hand, probably, he squeezed as hard as he did, tried to hurt her. It's assault, basically. She, after several attempts, was able to jerk her hand away from him and grab him by the wrist and the elbow and get him out the door. She was then essentially blamed for not negotiating, and whatever that means, was essentially not supported by her boss. Even though there's a recorded 911 call of this person is a danger, just assaulted me, and those kinds of things. Even though all that exists, the boss decided to bring the person back in, even though they were drugged out, and force her to talk to him. It was absolutely out of line, completely ridiculous. Something that I think is unconscionable for anyone who owns any kind of a business to ever do. Blows my mind that somebody could be that completely incompetent and think that that is an appropriate way to run a business or to support an employee, especially one that works as hard and does as good of a job as she does, because she is incredible, not just at music, but at the other things that she does. And she was working in like a music retail sort of situation, and she's incredible at it. To treat an employee that way, to not have their back and to put them in danger, and to teach people that you can come in and you can act this way and we'll just let you, and you can assault people and you can do all this kind of stuff. I can't understand that. This has happened, this type of issue has been happening for her a lot lately. Nashville has grown very fast. Unfortunately, there are places where the city has gotten dangerous, as growing cities can. And the area that she was working in over there at that job, that's one of the worst areas of Nashville, unfortunately. It's not an ideal situation for her to work there, but between paying bills and having a schedule that allows her to do the things that she was trying to do as a musician and all this kind of stuff, like it's not like we just can go anywhere and just get any job. We have to be a little more picky about which jobs we choose, because we have so many other things we're trying to do to build our own businesses that if you work the wrong schedule, it basically makes that impossible. You have to be very picky about which type of job that supports doing both of those things you actually get. So basically we talked about this, and she called me very distraught over the whole situation. She and I talked about it, and she quit her job. She is going to be a full-time musician, and she is going to help me with the YouTube stuff. You will probably be seeing more social media posts from me, because she is way better at that stuff than I am, and she's going to be helping me with that. I'll be posting on social media a lot more, but in reality, it's usually going to be her, probably. She's going to help me get the website built, because she's really great at that. So there's all these kinds of things she's going to help with Chris Cooking Nashville. She is full-time going to be focusing on being a musician. And I'm very proud of her for it, because one, she is taking a big step of going after, pursuing something that she wants to do, right? Which is scary and takes a lot of work and everything. And I'm 100% behind her, and I'm here to be a part of it with her. So it's going to be fantastic. And I know she's going to succeed, because she's too good not to. Also, though, I'm very proud of her because she stood up for herself. She refuses to let money be the reason that she is put in danger of physical harm. It's hard for me to understand how somebody would own a business and have a great employee and let them be treated that way, but But then again, I've talked with you guys about what my job is like, and you know that to a certain extent, my job is the exact same way. I don't think that we are asking for a lot from jobs when we say, I want to be able to go to work and not feel like I'm being put in physical danger unnecessarily. I mean, I understand, like, especially my job, working in security, there is an inherent risk. That's just part of it. I get that. And I signed up for that. I'm okay with that. What I don't like is when there is a risk that could very easily be alleviated by an employer making better choices and choosing to support their employees, make sure they have the resources they need, those kinds of things, and neither of our employers will do it because it's inconvenient, it's going to cost them money, it's, I don't know, whatever their reasoning is, they refuse to make choices that support their employees and make sure that we have just a generally safe working environment. And she doesn't have that at the job she had. I don't really have that. So I think that's a real problem with the way the working world works now. Whatever is best for the employer is what they're going to do, which I understand. That's running a business. That's what you have to do. But there is a difference between making a choice that is good as an employer and making a choice that is convenient or good as an employer that endangers the people who work for you. It's two very different things. There is a real issue right now with a lot of employers after the pandemic, after the way the work crisis, that they can't hire people that's been going on, like whatever it is. There is this real battle with a lot of employers, not all of them, but a lot of employers right now seem to have this idea of basically, I own you, and therefore I'm going to control every aspect of your life, and if it endangers you, or I'm not supporting you, I'm not giving you the resources you need to do your job successfully, tough, you just need to figure it out. And it's kind of abusive. And it's one of the reasons that our goal is to not work for somebody else, but to own our own businesses and work for ourselves so we can run it the right way. So I'm very proud of my wife. I'm very proud of the person she is and the strength that she has and the talents that she has. And I'm very excited to see what she's going to do. And I'm very excited to see how much of a difference it's going to make for her to be here helping with all of the Chris Cooking Nashville stuff more than she was. I mean, she's always like helping with filming and taste testing on camera and all that for you guys. But she's going to be taking a lot more initiative to kind of do some things beyond that, posting on social media and websites and just kind of helping me run everything. So that would be good because, financially, when you quit a job, you have to figure out what you're going to do to kind of make up for all of that. And so we're just looking for what the right process is, what the right choices are for all of the things we're doing, and appreciate all of your thoughts and prayers as we try to grow things and try to take things to the next level and make big choices and step out in faith that it's going to be all right. So, guys, that's all I've got for you today. I'm going to be at work soon, and I'm hoping it's not going to be a crazy day, but you never know. Thank you guys so much. If you haven't seen it yet, go check out the turkey gravy video from last Saturday and the egg pudding video that just went up yesterday. Those are both seeming to do really well. Seems like everybody is loving those recipes, so go check those out. Let me know what you think. Be on the lookout. I've got some cool Thanksgiving recipes coming for you this coming Saturday. I think is going to be a really good one. Keep an eye out. Make sure to let me know in the comments below you're here and you're watching. I appreciate you guys, and I can't do all of this without you. It literally is because you guys are here that I'm able to do this. So thank you so much for watching. Thank you for being a part of everything. I love you guys. This is Chris Cooking Nashville. Eat your meat. Love your life. I'm going to see you guys in the kitchen real soon for the next recipe.